Good evening, you are now with me, Handy Gui, for Tvs Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak's Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, has urged contractors to expedite the BMX track construction in Bukit Siol. The federal court commuted the death sentence of former hairstylist Teh Kim Hong to 40 years in jail for kidnapping and killing a salesgirl 16 years ago. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico's condition is stable but remained critical after being shot multiple times in what the government calls a political assault. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico's condition has stabilized but remains very serious a day after he was shot multiple times in an attack the government has termed a political assault. The attack, which has been widely condemned internationally, has heightened concerns over political polarization and the potential for further violence just weeks before the European Parliament elections.
O tom, že to bol atentát s politickým pozadím, nie je pochyb, a vy to veľmi dobre viete. A ja sa s tým neviem vnútorne vysporiadať.
Surgeons spent hours in the operating theatre battling to save the 59-year-old leader after the shooting, which happened as Fico spoke to members of the public after a meeting. The director of the Banska Bystrica Hospital, where the Slovak premier was transported by helicopter after sustaining gunshot wounds, said Fico underwent a 5-hour surgery carried out by 2 teams. Footage of the events just after the shooting showed security agents grabbing a wounded Fico from the ground and hustling him into a black car. Other police were seen pursuing a man who suspiciously fled the area hastily. According to President Zuzana Kaputova, he was successfully detained at the site of the attack in Handlover. Kalinak said earlier the attack was a political assault. Fico, whose party won the general election last September, is a 4-time prime minister and a political veteran accused of swaying his country's foreign policy in favor of the Kremlin.
The federal court today commuted the death sentence of a former hairstylist to 40 years in prison for the kidnapping and murder of a salesgirl 16 years ago. A 3-member bench led by Chief Justice Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat allowed Teh Kim Hong's review application to commute the death sentence under the revision of sentence of death and imprisonment for natural life, temporary jurisdiction of the Federal Court Act 2023.
In the court's decision, Maimun said the death sentence imposed on Teh for the kidnapping and murder offences is set aside and substituted with 40 years jail to run concurrently from the date of his arrest on September 15, 2008. Maimun, who presided with the federal court judges Datuk Zabariah Muhammad Yusof and Datuk Abu Bakar Jais, also ordered Teh to be given 17 strokes of whip. Teh, 37, was convicted and sentenced to death by the High Court in 2011 for murdering Lai Yi Jian, 16, at Lot 2841, Jalan Alo, Bukit Kulai, Kulai Jaya, Johor, at 12 midnight on September 11, 2008.
Sarawak's Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, has urged contractors to expedite the construction of the BMX track in Bukit Siol. He said the timely completion of this facility is crucial for Sukma athletes to familiarize themselves with the venue. At present, these athletes are training at various locations, including sites in Peninsular Malaysia, which could affect their preparation and performance.
Untuk mountain bike tu nyasitnya perlu dikucing aja. They are all over the place. Presently, our BMX athletes are in Semenanjung now.
They have a team in Perak.
Yeah, but preferably they must get acquainted with our on track. We are pushing the contractor to get the track to be completed early. Sekurang-kurangnya atlet kita dapat berlatih di Asia dan membiasakan diri mereka.
He said this during the Seoul International Mountain Bike Challenge SIMBC 2024 press conference in Kuching on Thursday. Karim reminded that this warning is not only to the BMX bike track construction contractors, but to all contractors involved in preparing other arenas for SUKMA usage.
At the same time, Karim announced that the 21st edition of the SIMBC expect more than 300 participants from 12 Asian countries. Slated to take place from June 21st to 23rd, the annual international championship offers an outstanding prize of 74,000 ringgit.
Karena tapak tempat Seoul International Mountain Bike ini juga akan digunakan untuk sukan SUKMA Mountain Bike Series. Jadi kemungkinan besar negeri-negeri yang terlibat dalam sukan SUKMA hampir semua 15 kontingen, 13 negeri plus wilayah persekutuan dan negara Brunei Darussalam. Kemungkinan semuanya akan mengantar atlet-atlet lomba basikal untuk mountain bike, dan mereka memerlukan untuk melihat bagaimana tahap gelanggang ataupun trail yang akan digunakan untuk SUKMA. So they will use this as a warming up place. Probably we are expecting something like this. Jadi untuk tahun ini kita menjangka 250 ke 300 pelomba akan menyertai.
This year, the Kuching North City Commission (DBKU) has introduced a new category specifically tailored for SUKMA athletes. Known as the Cross Country Olympic Malaysia Close and Downhill Event Malaysia Close, it offers opportunities and exposure for SUKMA athletes from other states to begin their preparations early. Previous edition of SIMBC saw a total of 116 international participants from the Philippines, Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore, Brunei and India, along with 57 local participants from Johor, Terengganu, Sabah, Kedah, Melaka, Putrajaya and Sarawak.
The Yang di-Pertuan Negeri of Sarawak Tun Pahin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar along with his wife Tuan Puan Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi welcome a courtesy visit from the 15th Undang Luar Johor, Datuk Johan Pahlawan Lela Perkasa Setiawan Datuk Muhammad Abdullah at the Astana Negeri on Thursday. The distinguished guest arrived at 10:40 a.m. accompanied by his wife Tuan Puan Farida Hanom Jaafar for a meeting that spanned an hour. The courtesy call was held by Junaidi's invitation and served as an introduction between the two leaders since he was appointed as the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri of Sarawak on January 26. Muhammad, on a one-day official visit to Sarawak, arrived on Tuesday at 9:20 p.m. and flew home at 9:10 p.m. on Thursday. Undang Luar Johor is one of the badges that forms Negeri Sembilan and acts as a state authority, especially for the Johor area. It has powers that include consenting to the appointment of the Yang di-Pertuan and Menteri Besar, delaying the dissolution of the State Legislative Assembly (DUN), managing Islamic affairs and Malay customs, overseeing customary land and Malay reserves, and safeguarding the special position of Bumiputras as well as the legitimate interests of other communities. Now, Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Rahman Johari Tun Openg has arrived in Bangkok, Thailand to participate in the Future Energy Asia Conference 2024 at the Queen Sirikit National Convention Centre. He was greeted by the CEO of Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB, Dato' Sharbini Suhaili, at approximately 1:25 p.m. Abang Johari's delegation includes the Minister of Utilities and Telecommunications, Dato' Sri Julaihi Norawi, the Deputy Minister of Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Dato' Dr. Hazlan Hibni, and the Sarawak State Secretary, Dato' Ammar Mohammed Abu Bakar Marzuki. He's scheduled to deliver a speech at the conference on Friday. Notably, Abang Johari has addressed the regional conference multiple times, sharing insights on Sarawak's initiatives in green economic development and energy transition. Now, Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB aims to generate 10,000 megawatts of power by the end of 2030 and expand its business beyond Borneo. The Group Chief Operating Officer James Ung pointed out that Sarawak has the resources to achieve this target through various sustainable methods, namely hydropower, biomass, combined cycle gas and solar plants. Speaking at the Future Energy Asia, Future Mobility Asia and Future LNG Asia exhibitions at the Queen Sirikit National Convention Centre, he said SEB has an existing capacity of 5,745 megawatts and is confident of reaching its 2030 target. Ung revealed that SEB's latest project is the construction of the Balai Hydropower Dam, which began in September 2018 with an approximate cost of 10 billion ringgit. Capable of generating about 1,285 megawatts of power, the project is slated for completion by the end of 2030. The current progress stands at 40%. Additionally, he revealed plans to supply power to Singapore are underway and have received positive reaction. Supply to Indonesia, however, is still in progress due to infrastructural reasons. Meanwhile, SEB's participation in Future Energy Asia aims to promote the SEB brand and exchange expertise on new technologies with other Asian countries, particularly in renewable energy. Now, Sarawak aims to make its mark in the Malaysia Book of Records MBOR with the largest ethnic dance event featuring participants in various traditional costumes at Kuching Waterfront this Sunday. The Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, stated that over 1,000 participants are expected to partake in the event, with Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Ahmad Johari Tonopeng, expected to grace the occasion.
Wearing ethnic attire in a choreographed dance performance. Colours of Harmony is more than just an attempt to set a record. It is a celebration of global cultural heritage as well as Malaysia's unique cultural heritage, that to show Malaysia's unique cultural heritage that is diverse and rich. Sarawak itself is home to 34 different ethnic groups.
He told us to reporters at the Colours of Harmony press conference held at the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly Dune on Wednesday. Hosted collaboratively with the Kuching Rotary Club and the Kuching North City Commission, DBKU, the event will showcase unity in diversity and provide an opportunity for the public to come together as one community that celebrates and respects each other's tradition and cultures. The public can participate by donning their respective traditional attire. Registration will be done at the venue.
The status of University Technology Mara UiTM as a dedicated higher learning institution for Bumiputera remains unchanged. According to the Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department for Corporate Affairs, Information and UKAS, Dato' Abdullah Saidul, this decision is crucial, citing UiTM as the optimal and high-quality choice for the targeted demographic, particularly those facing financial constraints.
We, selain daripada mempertahankan hak kita sebagai Bumiputera, but we have to prove that yes, we are equally capable. Kita boleh, UiTM boleh mengeluarkan graduan yang berkualiti, yang bertaraf dunia, yang mampu mencebur dalam semua bidang dengan dari segi inovasi dan sebagainya. So instead of being defensive, let's put all those energy into proving yourself that we are that UiTM adalah institusi ulung yang dia berkualiti.
He said this during the postponement of the outreach program hosted by UKAS to empower students at the Jubilee Hall, UiTM Sarawak branch, Semarahan campus on Thursday. Abdullah further elaborated that the program serves as a platform to enlighten students about their role as responsible citizens shaping the nation's future. It also aims to instill the importance of political integrity in fostering a competitive nation and cultivating a cadre of authoritative leaders to govern effectively in the future. Previously, Minister of Higher Education Datuk Seri Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir stated that there were no discussions regarding opening UiTM to non-Bumiputera groups.
hanya di Tvs.
Hello there and welcome back. Now, the coronation ceremony for Malaysia's 17th King, His Majesty Sultan Ibrahim, is scheduled to take place at Istana Negara on July 20th. Minister of Communications Fahmi Fadzil made the announcement after chairing the meeting of the Special Committee for the King's coronation events.
Sebagaimana yang kita telah sedia maklum, Kebawah Duli Yang Maha Mulia Seri Paduka Baginda Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim telah melafaz dan menandatangani surat sumpah jawatan sebagai Seri Paduka Baginda Yang di-Pertuan Agong ke-17 pada hari Rabu 31 Januari 2024. Sehubungan dengan itu, kerajaan dengan titah perkenan Kebawah Duli Yang Maha Mulia Seri Paduka Baginda Yang di-Pertuan Agong ke-17 akan melaksanakan acara-acara sempena istiadat pertabalan.
With His Majesty's consent, Fahmi said the government will organize several events in conjunction with the coronation of the King. The newly appointed chairman also announced that the official birthday of His Majesty the Yang di-Pertuan Agong will be on June 3rd, 2024, and this date has been declared a public holiday.
To increase digital literacy among students, the government aims to provide each student with a device in the form of a tablet. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said, despite financial constraints, the initiative will go as planned but will be implemented in phases starting sometime this year.
He said this after officiating the 2024 National Teachers' Day celebration on Thursday. The celebration was also attended by Minister of Education Fadlina Sidek and Pahang Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail. At the same time, Zahid added that the digital learning system and the pedagogical teaching methods are already established. However, the only constraint is the equipment. He also hopes that within the next 4 to 5 years, most students will already be well equipped digitally.
The Ministry of National Unity is dedicated to fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of the Rukun Negara among the younger generation. This will be done through various initiatives, such as establishing Rukun Negara Secretariats (SRNS) in institutions of higher learning. Minister of National Unity, Dato' Aaron Agodagang, announced that to date, 189 SRNS have been registered in universities nationwide to serve as platforms for national integration.
Aaron further explained that the Unity Debate event is in line with the goals and principles of the National Unity Policy, which seeks to nurture, reinforce and safeguard unity among the populace. He elaborated that the initiative is geared towards realizing the government's vision of promoting national harmony and cohesion, rooted in a comprehension of tenets of the Rukun Negara and the Federal Constitution. Aaron also mentioned that out of this 189 SRNs, 30 are enrolled in public universities, 36 in private universities, 28 in polytechnics, 17 in matriculation colleges, 51 in community colleges, and 27 in teachers' education institutes. He also stated that the ministry has allocated 3,000 ringgit each to the SRNs to conduct Rukun Negara activities at respective institutions.
Early Thursday, United States troops established a temporary pier on a beach in war-torn Gaza, aimed at enhancing aid deliveries to the besieged Palestinian territory. United States Central Command, CENTCOM, announced on the social media platform X that the U.S.-built pier, initially announced by President Joe Biden in March and constructed at a cost of at least $320 million, is part of the international efforts to bypass the restrictions on overland access to the Gaza Strip imposed by Israel.
CENTCOM, which operated in the Middle East, clarified that no U.S. troops will enter Gaza as part of the effort. They added that trucks carrying humanitarian assistance are expected to begin moving ashore in the coming days and will coordinate with United Nations agencies to distribute the aid in Gaza. Meanwhile, the British government announced on Wednesday that a ship carrying nearly 100 tons of shelter coverage kits had departed from the Mediterranean island of Cyprus towards the new pier. Britain added that the pier will initially facilitate the delivery of around 90 to 150 truckloads of international aid into Gaza each day once it is fully operational, though they did not provide a clear timeline. Deputy Commander of U.S. CENTCOM, Vice Admiral Brad Cooper, said that just a few hours ago, the pier was successfully affixed to Gaza's beach. However, the UN has argued that opening land crossing points and allowing more aid trucks into Gaza is the only way to address the spiraling humanitarian crisis. As of now, as many as 35,233 people are known to have been killed in Gaza as a result of Israel's actions, mostly women and children, according to the Gaza Health Ministry.
Wrapping up the Nightline, as Israel continues its aggressive genocide against Palestinians, leaders in the Arab world are actively planning to provide assistance for Gaza in the aftermath of the conflict, with one significant condition: a clear path towards Palestinian statehood. However, achieving a pathway to Palestinian statehood faces major obstacles, including the need for support from both the U.S. President Joe Biden and the Israeli government, led by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who staunchly opposes the two-state solution. Arab leaders have convened on multiple occasions to delineate a path towards a two-state solution, a revered objective believed to have the potential to mitigate tensions in the Middle East and usher in a period of prosperity. An Arab diplomat speaking on condition of anonymity reported that Arab countries are pressuring the United States to achieve two things: to establish a Palestinian state and recognizing it in the United Nations. However, the biggest roadblock to the effort is the Israeli government. Adding further, Arab leaders have predominantly dismissed the notion of involvement in the governance of Gaza or dispatching security forces under existing circumstances. Previously, United Arab Emirates Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan reiterated the country's stance, stating they reject any proposal intended to legitimize the Israeli presence in the Gaza Strip. Similarly, Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Al-Safadi declared last month that Arab nations would refrain from deploying troops to Gaza to avoid being linked with the suffering resulting from this conflict. Meanwhile, oil-rich Gulf states such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE are hesitant to shoulder the reconstruction costs without guarantees, as they are unwilling to bear the burden of cleaning up Israel's mess, only to witness a repetition of the destruction caused by the Zionist regime. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.